President has directed the full resources of the federal government to be brought to bear to support the efforts of Governor Scott and state and local officials across Florida, and we will continue to do that. It's important to remember this is and continues to be a very dangerous storm, and we urge everyone within the sound of our voice to heed the warnings of local officials, whether that be to shelter in place or if in the farthest northern parts of the state there's still an opportunity, according to local officials, to move out of the way and to evacuate to a safe shelter. The people need to take this storm with great seriousness. It is a storm of historic and epic proportions, and the efforts of every level of our federal government are here to stand alongside state and local officials in the life-saving mission, and very soon in the recovery mission, and very soon in the rebuilding mission. But President Trump, who spoke to Governor Scott this morning, he spoke to governors in neighboring states and said two very simple messages. Number one, we are with you. The prayers of the American people are with the people of Florida. And secondly, as the President said, our mission here at the federal level in support of local efforts is very simple. Wherever Hurricane Irma goes, we'll be there first. We'll be there with resources and support, both to save lives and to help to recover and rebuild these states and these communities.
The track has changed.
That's our pledge.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
This is a very dangerous storm. This is a life-threatening storm, and it's enormously important that every American in the path of this storm take the warnings of state and local officials to heart. We can rebuild cities. We can rebuild buildings. We cannot rebuild lives. And saving lives is the priority of all of us, from the President to Governor Scott on down. And we'll stay focused on the life-saving mission. But it all begins with Americans in harm's way, listening to state and local officials, whether that be to shelter in place, or if local officials say there is still time to evacuate to a safe shelter, to do that. But to heed those warnings, to act on those warnings, put your safety, your family's safety, and the safety of those vulnerable citizens that you know around you first. And we'll get through this.
Vice President Pence,
thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
What aspect of this storm really concerns you?
At FEMA headquarters, maybe he's taking some questions here. Let's listen.
Clearly, the briefing that we received at Camp David this morning caused the President to have great concern for the impact of the storm moving up the West Coast and the potential through heavy winds and storm surge to compromise cities and compromise lives. And that's why we need to take this seriously. We've all seen the experts speak about that topmost part of the storm that will be striking, it appears, potentially the west coast of Florida as Hurricane Irma moves north. And people that are in harm's way in just a few hours in Marco Island, in Naples, in Sanibel, in Captiva, and then north to Tampa, need to take these warnings seriously. And we know that every American is, and know that every resource of the federal government is being brought to bear to support state and local efforts. And from all that I've heard, and all the President's heard, I think the American people can be proud of the efforts that are underway. But we need to remain vigilant. People need to take the warnings seriously, and the people of Florida need to know that our hearts and our prayers and all of our efforts are with them and will be with them until this storm passes.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks.